James Victore.
Burning questions.
Yeah. Howdy, this is Burning Questions. I'm James Victore, part Darth Vader, part Yoda. He is. As some of you know, I moved in the beginning of the year from New York to Texas, and as anybody knows who's ever moved, you kind of live in boxes for a real long time. And so I've got all these boxes everywhere, and I'm trying to find some stuff. So I'm going through a box, and I find this. And what this is the letter from the Museum of Modern Art when I got accepted into their collection. But the funny story is, people don't get letters from the Museum of Modern Art when you get into the collection. So they called and said, hey, James, we would like to have 10 pieces of yours, 10 of your posters in our permanent collection. And I said, excellent, what took you so long? I said that second part in my mind. And I said, oh, super, that'd be great. And then they said, and further, we're redesigning the third floor, and we'd like to have 5 of your pieces up on the wall for a year. And I said, oh, a small exhibition of James Victore at the Museum of Modern Art. I think that would be okay. I said, will there be a grand gala opening that I may attend with my wife? And they said, no, we're not going to have an opening. And I said, well, is there a trophy or a plaque that I get that says, James Victore, congratulations on being accepted into... And they said, no, we don't do that. I said, is there a letter? Is there like an official letter that I get from the museum with like a gold seal? Like I said, the Louvre sent me a letter. So, you know, is there a letter? And they said, no, we don't do letters. And I said, well, would you do it for my mom? Because, you know, she would really appreciate that. And I shit you not, a week and a half later, this shows up on museum stationery. Dear James Victore's mom, it's with great pleasure that I write to inform you that the Architecture and Design Acquisition Committee has decided to add 10 of your son's posters to the permanent collection, blah, blah, blah. I invite you to stop by to see your boy's work and other works from our collection on display in the museum galleries. Just to let you know, we will arrange some complimentary tickets for you. They're very nice. I hope you will join me in congratulating your son on this great news. And the moral of this story is just ask. Just ask and always ask for more. If you want a pony, you have to ask for a unicorn. My friend Tony says his mom used to always say, if you don't ask, you already have no, right? Just ask. Always ask for more. Ask for more time. Ask for more money. Out the gate, every time we ask for more money. So just get used to that. You work with me, I'm going to ask for more money. Of course I am. Ask for more creativity. Ask for these things in your life. Ask for these things in your work, definitely. And ask for more in your relationships. Or else you're going to be really sad. If you're not getting what you need in your relationships, you're going to be really unhappy. And it's going to affect your core. Always ask. Always ask. And always ask for more. I'm James Victore. This is Burning Questions. Love something other than your selfie. Ugh, tired of that. Love something other than your selfie. Have a damn opinion and make work that matters. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for chiming in every week. You guys are so great. I love the mail. I love the letters. I love that you're watching. I am Tony Robbins meets Banksy, and I will see you next week. Adios.